Okay, good morning students. Today we revise the simple harmonic motion topic on the topic of simple pendulum. So, simple pendulum is a point mass suspended from certain height. Okay. So, simple pendulum that whose time period is given by t is equal to 2 pi root of L by G. So, this is the time period of a simple pendulum of length L, okay, where L is the length of the pendulum. So, L is length and G acceleration due to gravity. So, the time period of a simple pendulum depends upon length of the pendulum and acceleration due to gravity at that particular place. Okay. So, if we change length, there is a change in length time period. Okay. Okay. For small change in length, this equation can be written as t square is equal to 4 pi square L by t L by G. So, if at a particular point at a particular place G is constant, so t square is equal to 4 pi square by G into L. Suppose if we draw a graph between L and t square. So, taking L on x axis and t square on y axis, this represents, if it is y axis, this is x, then this is a constant k. So, y equal to mx. So, the graph is a straight line. You remember this, a graph is a straight line passing through origin. Okay. For a small change in length of the pendulum, then what is the change in the time period? Suppose if we take 4 pi square by G as constant, then L t square. That means differentiating with 2t dt, delta t is equal to this one is 4 pi square by G into delta L. Okay. Now, dividing with this t square with this equation, and here also with this side of this equation, 4 pi square by G into L. Now, this will get cancelled. So, we can write 2 delta t by t is equal to delta L by L. That means, if there is a small fractional change in the length of the pendulum, then correspondingly the fractional change in the time period of this pendulum is 2 into delta t by t. So, from this we can calculate delta t by t is equal to half fractional change in length. Okay. Now, seconds pendulum means, remember this one, seconds pendulum means a pendulum whose time period is 2 seconds is called seconds pendulum. Usually, the length of the seconds pendulum is 100 centimeter if G is 9.8, okay, or 1 meter, okay. So, the length of the seconds pendulum is 1 meter. The time period of seconds pendulum is 2 seconds. In any problem, if you come across with the term seconds pendulum, so you have to remember that t is 2 seconds. Now, if mass loaded spring, oscillations of loaded spring, suppose it is a spring of negligible mass, that means mass of the spring is not considered. So, a negligible mass is loaded by a mass m like this, and it is pulled down and released, it makes oscillations, and the time period of oscillation of this mass loaded spring is given by t is equal to 2 pi square root of m by k, where k is force constant or spring constant and m is mass of the mass loaded. Okay, remember this formula. So, the main difference between simple pendulum and this one is simple pendulum time period is 2 pi by L by G, where here in this mass oscillations of the spring, time period is given by 2 pi square root of m by k. Now, a simple harmonic oscillator possesses both potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy is due to its position from the mean fixed position or mean position, and due to its motion, its displacement, it possesses velocity. So, it's due to its motion, it possesses kinetic energy. Okay. So, as we know, kinetic energy is half mv square. But in SHM, V is equal to omega into square root of a square minus y square. So, kinetic energy of a simple harmonic oscillator is Ke equal to half m omega square into a square minus y square at a particular displacement y. Now, the potential energy is given by half m omega square y square. Okay. So, these two are actually potential energy is the work done in displacing. So, potential energy is given by P is equal to F dy, F dx, but F equal to ma, that is ma dx, that is m omega square x dx. So, for a small displacement, small work done du. So, that is integrating this, u is equal to integral m omega square x dx, that is half m omega square x. So, this work done is stored in this RBS letter as potential energy. So, this is the potential energy and kinetic energy of the simple harmonic oscillator. Okay. Now, the total energy of this is half m omega square a square, half m omega square a square. This is the total energy of a simple harmonic oscillator. So, it is independent on the, so at any point during its motion, the sum is half m omega square. When it is at the mean position where the displacement is equal, y is equal to a, in that case Ke becomes 0. So, at the extreme positions Ke is 0, P is maximum, and that is equal to half m omega square a. At the mean position, velocity y is 0, so K is equal to half m omega square a square, as y is equal to potential energy is 0. So, at the mean position, potential energy is 0 and kinetic energy is equal to half m omega square a square. So, maximum potential energy will be possessed by the oscillator at extreme position, and at the mean position kinetic energy is maximum and potential energy is 0. Extreme position kinetic energy is 0, potential energy is maximum. And now, well, spring problems, you remember this. Suppose a spring of spring constant K is cut into two parts, then the spring constant of the divided part is, you remember that spring constant is inversely proportional to length. Okay? Therefore, KL is equal to constant. So, if K is the spring constant, L is original length. If it is cut into two parts, that means if it is cut into a length of L by 2, then we can write K into L is equal to KL by 2, K1 of L by 2. So, K1 is equal to 2K. Okay? So, you remember this one. For if they are cut into in the ratios, then also we can calculate for that. In that case, we can calculate like this. Suppose a spring of spring constant length L and constant K is cut into two lengths L1 and L2. In that case, we can write. So, if L1 L2 is equal to L1 plus L2 is equal to L. Okay. Now, for the first part, KL is equal to K1 L1. But L is equal to L plus L2. So, K into L1 plus L2 is equal to K1 L1. That implies K1 is equal to K total length L by L1. Okay, remember this one. So, similarly, we can write K2 is equal to K into L by L2. Okay. So, or we can write like this also, k L1 plus L2 by L1, and here it is also k L1 plus L2 by k L2. Sorry. Next, if two springs are connected in series, then the equivalent one is given by equivalent spring constant is given by 1 by k1 plus 1 by k2. When they are connected in parallel, it is given by k equal to k1 plus k2. So, you to remember this also. So, this is springs in series and springs in parallel. So, remember all these formulae in solving these problems. Now, we solve some numerical problems based on these topics. Now, page number 140. Volume 3. Problem number 119. Okay. Problem is, if the radius of the earth shrinks by 0.2% without change in its mass, the time period of oscillation of simple pendulum is. Okay. If the radius of the earth shrinks by 0.2% without change in its mass, the time period of oscillation of the simple pendulum is. Okay. As we know, the time period of simple pendulum is inversely proportional to root g, taking length as constant. Okay. T is inversely proportional to root g, or we can write like this also. Implies T square is proportional to 1 by g. Now we can take like write like this, 2t or we can write 2 delta t by t is equal to minus delta g by g. Okay. But g we know depends on the radius of the earth and mass of the earth. So, g is equal to capital Gm by r square, where capital G is universal gravitational constant and mass of the earth and radius of the earth. In this problem, this radius of the earth shrinks by 2%. So, from this relation we can calculate delta G by G is equal to as m is constant, this is 2 delta r by r. Okay. So, delta G by G is equal to 2 delta r by r. Now, substituting this in this equation. Now, therefore, 2 delta t by t is equal to minus 2 delta r by r. Okay. Now, this is given by, so 2 can cancel, so delta r by r. So, delta t by t one minute, I felt wrong. Okay. Here it is given that delta r by r, it is shrinks means decrease in the radius. So, this is given as minus 0.2%. Therefore, delta t by t is also equal to minus 0.2%. That means the time period decreases by, minus sign indicates decreases by 0.2%. Next one, 120. The time period of oscillation of a simple pendulum is root 2 second. If its length is decreased to half of its initial length, then its time period, new time period is, okay, 120. The time period of a simple pendulum is root 2 seconds. So t is equal to root 2 second given. Now the length of if its length is decreased to half of initial length, then new time period is. So we know t is proportional to root L. So here it is given root 2 by T2. We have to calculate. So we have to calculate T2 if L2 is L1 by 2. So T1 root 2 when length is L1. So square root of L1 by L1 by 2. That is again root 2 by 1. So T2 is equal to 1 second. Now it's 121. A seconds pendulum is suspended from the roof of a lift. If the lift is moving up with an acceleration 9.8 meter per second, its time period is. Okay. A seconds pendulum is suspended. Okay. Seconds pendulum means whose time period is 2 seconds. Okay. Given T1 is 2 seconds. Okay. Its length is okay. You have to calculate T2. So T1 is when the lift is stationary. T1 is the time period when the lift is stationary, and the pendulum is attached to the roof of the lift. We have to calculate the time period when the lift is moving with an acceleration 9.8 meter per second square. Okay. Now the time period of a simple pendulum is inversely proportional to root g, as we know. So T1 by T2 is equal to, we can write G2 by G1. Okay. But when the lift is moving upwards, okay, moving up, then we write G instead of G, we can write G is equal to G plus A. So therefore G2 is equal to G1 plus A, or here it is G, then G plus A. So this is square root of G plus 9.8 by G. So taking G as 9.8, that means 2 into 9.8 by 9.8 under root. Okay, that means T1 is already, you know, T1 is given, seconds pendulum means time period is 2 seconds. So 2 by T2 is equal to root 2, implies T2 is equal to, cancelling it, root 2 second. Next, 122. The acceleration due to gravity on a planet is 3 by 2 times that on Earth. If the length of the seconds pendulum on Earth is 1 meter, then the length of the seconds pendulum on the planet is. Okay. Okay, the acceleration due to gravity on a planet, that means G2 is equal to 3 by 2 times g. Okay, where g1 is equal to g. Assume that acceleration due to gravity on earth is g. Now, if the length of the second pendulum on earth is 1 meter, so length L2, L1 is equal to 1 meter on earth, you have to calculate L2. Given the pendulum is second pendulum, that means there is, so that what should be the length, so that its time period remains again 2 seconds on that particular planet also. So, that means t is equal to 2 pi square root of L by g. As time period remains constant, this whole term remains constant. That means L by g is constant. Implies L1 by g1 equal to L2 by g2. So, as L1 is 1 meter, 1 by g is equal to L2 by g2 is 3 by 2g. So, L2 is equal to 1.5 meter. So, length of the second pendulum on that particular planet is 1.5 meter if length on that pendulum on earth is 1 meter. (124) A pendulum that beats seconds on the surface of the earth is taken to a depth of 1/4 of the radius of the earth. The time period of oscillation will be, okay, the pendulum that beats second, that means the pendulum is seconds pendulum. The pendulum that beats seconds on the surface of the earth were taken to a depth of 1/4 of the radius of the earth. So, okay, time period t is 2 seconds, it is given, and this particular seconds pendulum is taken to a depth of 1/4 radius of earth. So t is inversely proportional to 1 by g. Okay, so t1 by t2 is equal to square root of g2 by g1. But G2 is equal to at a depth of 1/4. So, at a depth G value is given by G into 1 minus D by R, or G1 into D by R, where D is equal to 1/4 of R. So, writing in this equation, G1 1 minus 1 by 4R by R by G1, R will also be that equal to square root of 1 minus 1 by 4, that is 3 by 4, that is root 3 by 2. So, as time period first one is 2 seconds. So, 2 by T2 is equal to square root of root 3 by 2. T2 is equal to 4 by root 3. Okay, this is approximately 2.3 seconds. Now the next one, I am going to 127. Sorry, 125 is there. A seconds pendulum is shifted from a place where G is 9.8 meter per second square to another place where G is 9.78 meter per second square. The change in the length so that its time period does not change. Okay. So the seconds pendulum is shifted from a place where G is equal to 9.8 to G is equal to 9.78. The change in its length so that time period remains constant. That means T remains constant. As you know, T is equal to 2 pi by root Lg. So T remains constant means root L by G is constant. That means L is equal to some constant into G. Okay. So now we can write this equation as delta L by L is equal to delta G by G. A simple one. Okay. As change in G is given as 0.02. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. Here we can cancel in terms of pi square. Okay. T is equal to, T square is equal to 4 pi square L by G, as we know. As it is given as seconds pendulum means time period is 2. 2 square means 4. That is 4 pi square L by G. So from this we can write G is equal to pi square L. So now delta G by G is equal to pi square into delta L by L. Okay, as delta G by G is 0.02 and that equal to pi square into delta L by L. So this is in meter per second square. We have calculated this is meter per second square and this is also meter per second. That means this change in length is in meter. So if this is in meter, we can write it as 2 centimeter by pi square is equal to delta L by L. So the answer is it should be increased by a length 2 by pi square centimeter. Now 127. The length of the seconds pendulum is the length of the seconds pendulum changes from 1 meter to 1.21 meter. The percentage change in its period is, okay. The length of the pendulum changes from 1 meter to 1.21 meter. So L1 is equal to 1 meter. L2 is 1.21 meter. So you have to calculate delta T by T percentage, okay, into 100. Okay, we calculate in this way because we can't directly apply, because for small fractions only we can take delta. So in this case we have to write like this. Length of a pendulum, okay, changes. So assume that T1 by T2 is equal to square root of L1 by L2. So for convenience we write this in 100 centimeter, 1 meter means, and this is 121 centimeter. So writing this T1 by T2 is equal to square root of 100 by 121, that is 10 by 11. Okay. So T2 is equal to 11 T1 by 10. Is that right? Okay, this one. Now delta T by T, that means percentage change is equal to into 100 is equal to T2 minus T1 by T1 into 100. That is 11 T1 by 10 minus T1 by T1 into 100. So cancel this one. That is 11 by 10 minus 1 into 100. That is 10, 1 by 10 into 100. That is 10%. Now 130. The mass and radius of planet are double that of the earth. If the time period of a simple pendulum on earth is t, time period on that particular planet is. Okay. So t is proportional to 1 by root g. Okay. On a particular planet, actually we know mass g is equal to gm by r square. So this is on g, okay, g1. So g2 is equal to given 2m1 by 2r1 whole square. That is g 2m1 by 4r1 square. That is 1 by 2 g1. So writing in this equation, t1 by t2 is equal to square root of g2 by g1. That is square root of half g1 by g1. So t1 by t2 is equal to 1 by root 2. So t2 is root 2 into t1. Now problems on this restoring force and force constant. 135. A body of mass 1 by 4 kg is in SHM and its displacement is given by the relation y is equal to 0.05 sine 20t plus pi by 2 meter. If t in seconds, the maximum force on the particle is. So force is equal to, as we know, ma, but in SHM, a is given by m omega square x. Okay, that means force will be maximum and the displacement will be maximum. So the maximum displacement is called amplitude. So F max equal to m omega square a. So now substituting this equation, m is mass is given 1 by 4 kg. From this equation, comparing, omega is 20 and a is 0.05. All this is in meter. Okay, now substituting 1 by 4, this 20 square, or we can write 20 into 20 into this one 0.05. So this is equal to 4 will get cancelled, 5 Newton. Simple one. (136) A body of mass m is suspended to an ideal spring of force constant k. The expected change in the position of the body due to an additional force F acting vertically downward is. Okay. A body of mass m is suspended to an ideal spring. So assume that this is a spring. So it is loaded by certain mass m. So by adding this mass m, there will be a small displacement position. Suppose this is the spring. Suppose by adding this mass, its position may decrease like this. So assume that this is x. Okay. Now, because here it is only acting is mg, force acting on this one is mg. Suppose in addition to this mg, a vertical force is also acting like this, vertically downwards. Okay. This particular force is also acting vertically down. That means due to the addition of this particular force, this position changes to another position, so that x1, from this position we can take it as x1. So the change in the position is x dash minus x. So this is the new change in position. Okay, we have to calculate the change in position. So that is the change in position. So how we can calculate is F is proportional to X, as we know. Okay. So here in the first case F is equal to mgx equal to half kx square. Okay, that means work done by this gravitational force. Okay, now this is for the first case we can write like this. For the second case we can write mg plus f into x dash is equal to half k x dash square. Okay. For the first case we can write mgx equal to half kx square. For the second case we can write like this. Now this equation can be, if x gets cancelled, so mg is equal to half k implies half kx implies x equal to 2 mg by k. In this case x dash will get cancelled, so mg plus f is equal to half k x dash, that is x dash is equal to 2 of mg plus f by k. Now we have to calculate x dash minus x equal to the difference will be 2f by k. Now 138, a simple spring has length L and force constant K. It is cut into two springs of length L1, L2 such that L1 is equal to N L2, where N is an integer. The force constant of the spring of length L1 is. So a spring of length L and force constant K is cut into two parts such that two lengths L1 and L2, two parts of lengths L1 and L2 such that L1 is equal to N L2, cut in this way. Okay. So a spring of length L is cut into two parts L1 and L2 such that L1 is equal to N L2. Then the force constant of the part length L1. Okay. Now as you know KL is constant. So K1 K into L is equal to K1 into L1. Suppose we are considering only L1. But L is equal to L1 plus L2. So K into L1 plus L2 is equal to K1 L1. So, but L1 and L2 are related by this equation. So, writing from this equation L2 is L1 by N. So, substituting here K into L1 plus L1 by N is equal to K1 L1. So, K L1 into 1 plus 1 by N is equal to K1 L1. So, the K1 is equal to K into N1 plus 1 by N. Now a body executing SHM If the force acting on the body is 6 Newton when the displacement is 2 centimeter, then the force acting on the body when the displacement is 3 centimeter in Newton is. That's a simple one. As we know, F is proportional to X. So, from this we can write F1 by F2 is equal to X1 by X2. This is a simple one. So, the first one force is 6 Newton, its displacement is 2 centimeter. Calculate F2 for which the displacement is 3. So, F2 is 6 into 3, 18 by 2, that is 9 Newton. Now 140. A simple harmonic oscillator of mass 0.1 kg. It is oscillating with a frequency 5 by pi hertz. If its amplitude is 5 centimeter, the force acting on the particle at its extreme position. Okay, the mass is given by 0.1 kg. Frequency n is equal to 5 by pi hertz and amplitude A is 5 centimeter. Then the maximum force acting on it. Extreme position, force acting on it. For extreme position means y is equal to A. So F is equal to m omega square y, that is m omega square A. But n is given, implies omega is equal to 2 pi into 5 by pi. That is 10. Now substituting in this 0.1 into 100 into this 5, that is 50. So 1 minute. This is centimeter. So 5 into 10 power minus 2 into 10 power minus 2. In that case, this is 0.5 Newton. The elongation of a spring of length L and of negligible mass is due to force X is X. The spring is cut into two pieces of lengths in the ratio 1:n, the ratio of the respective spring constants. Okay, 141 problem number. So a spring is cut into two parts such that their respective lengths are in the ratio 1:n. Okay, the ratio of the lengths is 1:n. Then the ratio of specific spring constants. Given the length ratio is this one, so ratio of spring constants, that is K1 by K2, we have to calculate. Okay, as we know, KL, that means initial one is equal to K1 L1. So that implies K1 is equal to KL, original length, by part of the length, and K2 is equal to KL by L2. Okay, but the lengths are in the ratio 1:n. Suppose if we assume L is the length, then the ratio of the length L1 is equal to what is it? Okay, 1 into L by n plus 1, and length L2 is n into L by 1 plus L. So these are the two ratios. Now substituting in this equation, or we can directly write K1 by K2. K1 is inversely proportional to L1. So K1 by K2 is equal to L2 by L1. That is, L2 is this one, NL by 1 plus N by this one, L by 1 plus N. So 1 plus N will get cancelled, that is N by 1. That means K1 by K2 are in the ratio N is to 1. Okay, that means, again, simply reverse. Now 154, based on energy of the particle executing SHM. Okay, a small body of mass 10 gram is making harmonic oscillations along a straight line with a time period of pi by 4. Maximum displacement is 10 centimeter. Then the energy of the oscillation is, okay, here given mass of the body is 10 gram. 10 gram means 10 to the power minus 3, that is 10 power minus 2 kg, and amplitude A is given as 10 centimeter. So that is also 10 into 10 power minus 2, that is 10 power minus 1 meter, and energy calculate, and given omega, not time period, is given as pi by 4. Means omega is equal to 2 pi by t, that is pi by 4, that is 8. Now the total energy at a particular point is m omega square A. So half 10 power minus 2, omega square is 64, 10 to the power minus 1. That is 32 into 10 power minus 3 joule. Okay. Next one, 155. A particle is oscillating simple harmonically from its equilibrium position. Then the ratio of kinetic and potential energy of the particle at a time t is equal to t by 12, where capital T is the time period. Okay. So a particle is oscillating simple harmonically from its equilibrium position. Then the ratio of its kinetic energy to potential energy when the particle is at a time period t equal to t by 12. So given capital T, time period of oscillation is capital T, you have to find the ratio of kinetic energy to potential, ratio of kinetic energy to potential energy at a time t equal to small t is equal to t by 12. Okay. So we know potential energy of the harmonic oscillator is half m omega square y, and that of kinetic energy is half m omega square a square minus y square. So as we know this, to find the ratio of these two. So after time t 12. So first we have to calculate the displacement of that particular particle after a time t. Okay, assume that y is equal to a sine omega t, as omega is this one. So a sine 2 pi by capital T into time period is t by 12, it is given. So y, this is given since 6, that is a sine, what is that, 6, sine pi by 6. Sine pi by 6 means sine 30, sine 30 is half, that means a by 2. Okay, if y is a by 2, now substituting in this, we have to calculate the ratio of kinetic energy to potential energy. So ratio of Ke to P, K to P is equal to, you can directly cancel out this, or we can write like this, half m omega square a square minus y square by half m omega square into a square. So we cancel out this. So already we calculated y as a by 2. Substituting here, a square minus a square by 4 by a square, that is cancelling a square also, 1 minus 1 by 4, that is 3 by 4. Sorry, 1 minute. So displacement is y is, sorry, it is y square, okay, a square by 4. So cancelling it, 1 minus 1 by 4 by 1 by 4, that is 3 by 4 by 1 by 4, that is 3 by 1. So the ratio is 3:1. One 156. The amplitude of oscillation of a particle in SHM is √3 centimeter. The displacement from mean position at which the potential energy and kinetic energies are in the ratio 1:2. The amplitude of oscillation of a particle in SHM is √3 centimeter. The displacement from its mean position at which its potential energy and kinetic energies are in the ratio 1:2. Okay, we have to calculate the displacement at which potential and kinetic energies are in the ratio 1:2. Okay, given amplitude of oscillation is √3 centimeter. Okay, as we know, potential energy is equal to half m omega square y square, and kinetic energy is half m omega square a square minus y square. So given that the ratio of potential energy to kinetic energy is half, that means it is given that P by K is equal to 1 by 2, or in the ratio 1:2, okay, 1 by 2. Now we have to calculate the displacement for which this ratio is 1 by 2. Now substituting in this, half m omega square y square by half m omega square a square minus y square is equal to 1 by 2. So this cancel out. So y square by a square minus y square is equal to 1 by 2. That is 2y square is equal to a square minus y square. That is 3y square is equal to a square. That means y is equal to a by √3. Isn't it? Okay. But a is given as √3. So y is equal to a √3 by √3, that is 1 meter, 1 centimeter. Now, 158. Okay, 1 minute. A long spring when stretched, 157. A long spring when stretched by x centimeter has a potential energy V. On increasing the stretching to nx centimeter, the potential energy stored in the spring is, okay, in a spring the potential energy of the spring is given by half kx square. Remember this. So when it is stretched to nx, that is half k nx whole square. Okay, that is n square half kx square. So the ratio means, so this one is given as V, so n square V. That means its potential energy stored will be n square that of the initial one. A simple one. Okay, next. 158. The average kinetic energy in one time period of simple harmonic oscillator whose amplitude is A, angular velocity omega and mass m. Okay. So we have to calculate the average kinetic energy of a particle of mass m executing a SHM of angular frequency omega and amplitude A. So as we know, the average kinetic energy means half m average velocity square, isn't it? Okay. So average kinetic energy is half m average velocity. So but average velocity in SHM is, suppose if we start from here, it takes twice the amplitude. So total distance is 2a in a time small t. So total distance travelled by total time t. So V average is equal to total distance is 2a by, sorry, not 2a, mean position it is a. So a 4a by t, but t is equal to 4a by t can be written as omega is, omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So t is equal to 2 pi by omega. This is equal to 4a omega by 2 pi. 2 will get cancelled. That is 2a omega by pi. So this is the average velocity. Now substituting in this equation, average kinetic energy is equal to half m v, that means this one, 4a square omega square by pi square. So this is 2 will get cancelled. That is 2 by pi square into m a square omega square. Okay. Now, at what displacement, the displacement of simple pendulum whose amplitude is A, potential energy is 1/4 of total energy. Find the displacement of 162. Okay, the displacement of simple pendulum whose amplitude is A, potential energy is 1/4 of total energy. As we know, total energy of the simple harmonic oscillator remains constant. So, potential energy is half m omega square y square is equal to 1/4 of half m omega square a square. This is the energy. So, I am cancelling this. So, y square is equal to 1/4 a square. So, y is equal to 1/2 a. Next one, at what displacement is the kinetic energy of a particle performing SHM of amplitude 10 centimeter 3 times its PE, potential energy? 165. Okay. At what displacement the kinetic energy of a particle performing simple harmonic motion of amplitude A 10 centimeter. So, A is given 10 centimeter. We have to calculate the displacement y, for which Ke is equal to 3 times potential energy. Okay. Okay. Now, we can write kinetic energy can be written as half m omega square a square minus y square is equal to 3 times potential energy, 3 into half m omega square y square. This is okay. Now, A is 10 centimeter given, I can write that. A square minus y square equal to 3y square. So, A square is equal to 4y square. Okay, A is equal to 2y. So, y equal to A by 2. Already A is given 10 centimeter. So, 10 by 2. That is 5 centimeter. That means at the position of 5 by 2, this ratio valid. Now, next one, 168. Particle executing SHM with an amplitude 4 centimeter. At what position from equilibrium position its kinetic energy is equal to potential energy? Okay. Amplitude of the oscillation is 4 centimeter, and we have to find the displacement for which kinetic energy is equal to potential energy. Okay, simple one. Half m omega square a square minus y square is equal to half m omega square y square. So, a square is minus y square is equal to y square. So, a square is equal to 2y square. So, a is equal to root 2y, or y is equal to a by root 2. So, a is given 4, that is 4 by root 2 centimeter, that is 2 root 2 centimeter.